Hi, this is Ruth Ann Wood from Live Your Peace interview series, and I have the pleasure of speaking with Vincent Salvatore Michael Scioli. And he is also known by his other name, Reverend Nazareth. We'll be having a very interesting conversation today about seen and unseen energies and his journey in helping people find more peace and energy and emotional clarity in their lives. Welcome, Vincent.
Yes. Hi. How are you?
I'm doing good. We met at the Vibrant Expo, and I was very fascinated with what you do to help people move forward on their journey. Can you give us a little bit of an overview before you get into some background of how you got started? How would you define your work?
Well, in one way, I would say it's exorcism, because both on a psychological level and on an energetic level, I help people to release things. But I would also call it a baptism. You know, I raise the Kundalini in myself and in the person that I'm working on, and baptize them, like as if, you know, like the apostles with the tongues of flame, the Holy Spirit, and the balance of the witness and all that. So, I mean, there's a couple other little things I do, like clearing chakras and polarizing energy and whatnot. And the one thing that I really love, I'm not much of a mystic. I'm not like a psychic medium. I don't really talk to the dead and tell people's fortunes and stuff like that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with all that. But it's kind of peripheral to what I do. But
it's very interesting. I just want to butt in here because I have a background working with acupressure points and meridians and Reiki. But how does that connect with the other forces you work with? Because that's all new to me.
Well, the way I look at it is that anything that helps a person unclutch, that helps them get unbound, and also has that union with the divine, that's the yoga. So, stuff like acupressure can help, herbal medicine, holistic living, all of those sorts of things, even psychotherapy, there's many different things
journaling,
that people can do.
Dance.
Yeah. And anything that helps a person to get free from whatever their fears and desires have them clutching at the moment, whatever kind of cycles they keep going through. To me, that's really the essence of the work. And then the mystical thing, I guess you could call it mystical, that the vision that I do get beyond, I mean, I see and feel. I feel things more than I see, but, quote unquote, see things when I'm doing the exorcism work and the baptism work. But the thing that I love the most is I actually get to see the person as like a child, like their inner child or the Christ child.
Like their pure essence when they first come to Earth. Yeah.
I like to tap into that place where they were innocent and fearless, and I don't know, children always make me happy, and, I think back to my childhood, and in my yoga, in the practices that I've done, and even in the psychotherapy and stuff, I've always tried to bring myself back to that, like to walk myself through wherever my winding path had taken me, and resolve those things to the point where I could be innocent and courageous again.
So do you feel like there's actual, I mean, I'm kind of hung up on this because this is a new concept, even though I've heard about it in sci-fi movies and different things like that. Is there like subtle energies in the body and then there's other external forces that could influence people's well-being?
Well, yeah. I mean, everything. I'm sitting outside right now. All the trees in front of me, the grass, I don't really see any of the birds around, but, people, the sky, the elements, everything. The
We're
biggest thing that Yeah, and all of it has its own characteristics, personality, if you want, life force, energy, and the biggest thing I deal with is the things that people create emotionally, and like the thought forms that they create, and the attachments that they create, but also one of the biggest things is the cords between a human and another human, whether it be through familial relations or sexual relations or shared traumatic experience. They're like, even you could think of them on a psychological level, but they're also, that subtle energy, that psychic connection. We have this web of life, and the golden threads that run through everything. Then we also have, the muck, the clutter, and the stuff that can sometimes be like dead matter, like heavy on a person, like gunking up their system. But some of that can also have more of a level of consciousness or intelligence itself, or at least appear to be, by projections.
Why do you think we hold on to that stuff after it no longer serves us?
Well, I guess because we're not done with it yet, because we think it's still serving us, because we still have the same fear and the same desire that brought us to it in the first place. I mean, that's, the work that the individual has to do is, to really look themselves in the mirror and really get simple with themselves, and decide when enough is enough. I mean, it's just like a romantic relationship. If you keep dating the same kind of person over and over again, there's obviously something within you that needs to figure out on some kind of level, how that aspect or archetype of the psyche works with you. I mean, what is it? What lesson do you need to learn? And it's not even necessarily like a goal-oriented thing, like, oh, I learned my lesson and now I'm free. It's more like, you have to resolve things with all aspects, and that's what the yoga teaches. That you have to see the duality, you have to see the oneness, you have to see the nothingness and the multitudes. You have to know it all, and that's kind of, I mean, I could go into some other things that would be kind of a tangent, but like like the mystery schools, they have initiations and they have degrees. There's step work, there's path work, however you want to call it, and different traditions have different words.
Mm-hmm.
But these are they're ways of coming to see from more than one perspective.
Tell me more about your understanding about manifestation, because people think that it's something out there that they have to fix or attain, but I don't think you see it that way.
Well, yeah, that can be a major part of the problem, but it can also be, it's also beautiful. Everything that's terrible is also wonderful, and but a lot of people are out there, a lot of quote-unquote new agey, philosophies and practices and whatnot, people, especially young people and especially needy people who aren't doing their work to resolve this shit that's within themselves. They want to manifest, but if they're not clear yet, if they're not simple and unsheathed, like Jesus said, the true circumcision is of the heart. You clear off that